This video will talk about some common types of pile foundation. As you can see, here are some classification of piles. First, we will talk about the materials of it. Different types of piles are used in construction work depending on the types of load to be carried, the subsoil conditions, and the low action of the water table. There are different material types of pile. For example, timber pile, steel H pile, concrete pile, and also compost pile. Steel H pile is one of the most common used in Hong Kong. The allowable structural capacity for steel piles can be calculated by the following equation, where the allowable stress of steel, depending on the mechanisms of load transfer. Piles can also be divided into two major categories. They are end-bearing pile and friction piles. First, for the end-bearing pile, which also called point-bearing piles, which will be used when the bearing stratum for piles is a hard and relatively impenetrable material, such as rock or firm soil. In this case, the piles derive out of their carrying capacity from the resistance of the stratum at the toe of the piles. For the friction piles, which is usually used when the firm soil or bedrock is at a considerable depth. In this case, the piles will transmit a load of the structure to the soil by skin friction between the soil and the pile. For the part of nature of the placement and their method of installation, you may refer to the following chapter. The Introduction to Displacement Pile and Replacement Pile.